Okay guys, so as promised, I'm back with another video. This time it's a Monokini. It's going to be split up into two parts. So in part one, all I'm going to be showing you guys is the lace shells, and then the pineapple triangles. Here's a glimpse of like what it should look like in the end. I'm going to put another clip of it in the end so you can have another reminder. And next, you're going to see this paper, these measurements I did, but I took it away so fast. So I'm going to try to find the paper and put a picture in. But basically, I did small, medium, large, and extra large. And the measurements, you might have to pause it to get it. And then I did the inches for the torso and everything. Okay, so I went ahead and slowed this part down a little. I don't know why I was rushing so fast, but I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm using, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is Suzanne Bates, one of my absolute favorites. And then I'm using some Karen Simply Soft yarn and my measuring tape, and of course a pair of scissors and a yarn needle, but you won't need those at the moment. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a slip knot, and then I'm gonna stick my crochet hook in it, and I'm gonna chain until my chain stretches and reaches 16 inches. And why I'm doing 16 inches is because that's what I indicated for a size small, and I think it's easier when I show you guys how to do smaller projects. So if anybody want me to do anything like in my size, please let me know. So, and if you want to just do it specific to your measurements, I measure from armpit, from under the armpit to the other armpit. Okay, after you have the chain stretched to your desired length, what you're going to do is you're going to put your hook back in. You don't even really have to take it off, but you're going to chain two, and that's going to place your first double crochet. Then yarn over and insert in the third one from your chain. Pull through one, pull through two, and pull through two again. Insert, yarn over, pull through one, pull through two, and pull through two again. And you're just going to repeat this down this whole row. Okay, now that you're done with this first row, you're going to begin with the top. But first, I drew this little diagram out for you so you can basically see what I'm doing. So, like a little follow along for people that are more visual. So, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold this in half. And once I find the middle, I'm then going to count the chains on each side so I can make sure there's an even amount and I can find the middle. Okay, here I just tied this piece on because it marked the middle. The yarn doesn't have to be a different color. I just did a different color so it'll show it better on camera. And then I'm just counting again so I can make sure it's the right amount. Basically, I was tripping here like I didn't know how to do math. But once you find out the amount of chains on both sides, what you want to do is divide that by 2 again so you can find the middle. And once you find the middle, it's important that like it's an odd number because if you don't have a middle, it's not going to look as centered. And basically this part I was just like mapping everything out like how I wanted to do it. But really this part really doesn't matter because I never really do it like that. I just do it how I feel. But I wanted you guys to have like a set pattern to follow. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my hook back into the chain and chain 2 and flip it. Well, I'm actually going to chain 4 for a double crochet and then for a turning chain. And then I'm going to skip the first 2 and insert. So what you're doing is a double crochet, a chain 1 and another double crochet, and we're going to do that until we have 4 spaces. Okay, so here's where I chain 4 and then I just skip 4 spaces. And then on the 5th space, I'm just going to insert and I'm going to do a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. I'm sorry if I'm going a little fast. I'm not going to do any speed ups to this video so you guys will be able to see everything. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and chain 7. And this chain 7 is gonna connect to your pineapple stitch. And what I just did, I ended up just skipping 4 chains. Normally I would skip 7 as well, but since this is a smaller top, I have less space to work with. So the bigger it is, the more space you'll have, but the pattern is still the same. You'll just have to do more of the spaces on the end with the double crochet spaces. In this space, instead of doing a traditional double crochet, what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to yarn over twice and then insert and then pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So it's going to be a treble crochet, and we're going to do this 7 times, and it's going to be taller than the rest of everything, and this is what's going to give the triangle the height. Eventually, after doing the 7 treble crochets, we're going to chain 7, skip 4, and do what we did on the other side, which is do a shell. So once we find that 5th spot, what we're going to do is insert, do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and do 2 more double crochets, and then we're going to chain 4, skip 4 spaces, do a double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, double crochet. Okay, so this row, what we're going to do different is while we are still chaining 4, instead of actually placing a double crochet and the double crochet underneath it, we're going to double crochet in the spaces in between each double crochet. This will make it smaller, and so that way we'll be getting a triangular shape as the piece will be going in. Now, once you get to the end of it, you should have 3, and we're going to chain 4 and then do our shell. After we do our shell is where things will begin to get different. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and chain the 7 chains. And for this, we're going to go in between the spaces of the treble crochets, and we're just going to attach it with a slip stitch, which is just bringing your yarn through. Then we're going to chain 4 and go in between every piece there with the slip stitch. So in between each treble crochet, this is exactly how we're going to do it. Do not do a single crochet because it'll make your piece bulky. Once you get to the end and you chain 7, you just repeat as you did to the other side. And this side, since you're like going to the double crochet spaces, you're just gonna not going to the last one, completely skipping it. Now this row, when you chain 7, you're going to be going into the little circles that we created and just slip knotting it in place, and then we're just gonna chain 4 going into each of the little circles until we hit the end, and then we're just going to go ahead and chain 7 and go into the shell. Now each row after is going to be the same, and when it changes I'll come back and let you guys know. Okay, so by now you should have ran out of the double crochet spaces, and all I'm gonna do is I'm just before I turn, I'm just gonna chain 4 and then go into the shell as normal. And then after the shell, instead of chaining 7 as I usually do, I'm just gonna go ahead and chain 6, because now we're getting closer to the top and you want everything to come in a bit more. And after I complete the shell, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chain 4 as normal and just slip stitch it in place. And then I'm going to chain 3 this time and turn and do my shell. And we're just going to repeat getting smaller until we have no more loops on the pineapple left. So after it's substitched, you're just gonna turn, and this is the last one. So what? And this is how you're gonna get the triangular shape. I'm just gonna chain 2 and do the first shell. And after doing this first shell, you don't want to chain, and you just go straight into the second shell and stop. So now this is what it should look like, and to give it more of that triangular shape, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 20 and then slip stitch it on the other side, so I'll have little triangles at the top. Okay, now I'm just taking out the different color yarn, or whatever yarn you have in, you can take it out. Or you can leave it until you finish this side, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to be doing is creating a slip stitch and inserting my hook into the space I want it to be in, which is, we're still skipping that first one, and then I'm inserting the slip knot. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to basically copy the same pattern, which is chaining 4, skipping 1, going into the second one. And this side is repetitive, so I didn't show the whole thing. So if you do need help, you can just go back to the other side and see. Okay, y'all, for some reason, iMovie wouldn't let me put the next clip in. It was saying the file was too large. So I'm gonna have to split this video into 3 parts instead of 2. So I just inserted this picture so you guys have an idea of what the top should looks like, because I didn't get an individual picture of it. So if you guys need any type of help, feel free to contact me. And in the next video, right in the beginning, you'll see what it should looks like. Sorry about that. Thank you for watching.